Morning, everyone. Mr. Harris here, just making a quick video to kind of show you guys how to create SVG file for our cardboard lanterns. We're going to use the SVG file to actually be like a cutout of the outside of our lantern. From there, you guys are going to be able to make your windows on your lantern. And we'll also be cutting those windows out using the laser cutters as well, but we're going to take a different approach on how to create the windows. But to start with the outline, there's a couple things we can do. Well, first, we're going to be using Tinkercad because when we export our file, we can export it as an SVG, which is a cut file, and that's what we'll put onto the laser cutter. So when we're in Tinkercad, the two options you have is one, you can be creative and make your own lantern outline, or if you're struggling with that, we can try to find one offline and import that and change that into an SVG file. So I'm going to show you both options quickly. The first one is this one here, and this is one that I made as a lantern outline. So as you can see, I used a bunch of different shapes. I kind of put them together, made my tops, and made sure I had four sides. And then I also tried to configure some kind of a bottom that would be able to either fold together or we could like hot glue together. In this case, when I made this, I ended up actually not needing one of these here, and I didn't really need one of these as well. So when we cut it, I ended up just taking an X-Acto blade and cutting off the little portions I did not need. So again, you're going to have to use the shapes and put them together to make a design that you think will work. We can cut it out on the laser engraver. One thing you want to make sure is that all the shapes are going to be the same height. So all these are 20 millimeters tall. The reason for that is if they're not all the same height, you will end up having random lines put into our SVG file, which will end up being like cut lines on the SVG file. So we want to make sure everything's the same height. Once everything's the same height and you're happy with what your outline looks like, we're going to group them together. And then you're going to go up here to export. Okay, go up to export, and normally for 3D printing, we click on one of these. That's why it says for 3D print. But what we're going to do is we're going to do the SVG for laser cutting. So once we have the SVG file, we'll be able to put it in the laser engraver and cut it. There will be a Google form that you guys are going to have to fill out, just like we always do, like with the coasters and stuff like that, where I'll have your name, your class, and then a place where you can upload your file. And Mr. Singer and I will be able to take that file and put it in the laser engraver. The other option for you is for you to go on the internet and find a cardboard lantern template that's already made, and we can save that picture, and we can have to turn that picture into an STL file or an SVG file, one of the two, to upload it to Tinkercad. So I just typed in cardboard lantern template. I was looking around, then I clicked into Pinterest here. That was not the one. So I had this one. There was this one here. This one here would not work because it's not going to be able to understand what this image is. It's not the net of my my lantern. So you have to be careful of that. You want to make sure it is the actual like unfolded lantern. So this one here is what I would do is I would right click, save image as, and then I would go to my JPEG to SVG converter, and I would upload it and convert it. I've already done that here, so it's right here, my lantern SVG. Then I go back to Tinkercad and I go to import. From here I'm going to choose my file, and let's see here, it's actually this one here. I'm going to open it up, and there's my file. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and import it, and then we can get rid of the windows because we're going to be doing those in a different way, and we will have our cut file. This will cut just like normal. If it's a full solid shape, it will just cut the outline as well. So don't worry about it if it's not filled in. Okay, if you have questions, come find Mr. Singer or myself. Thanks, guys.